It's nearby. I might as well check out the police station, right? Become acquainted with the area as we go. The cultists just casually are walking around. No big deal. This is, strange. Almost in a pathologic sort of way. Like the game Pathologic. Just the surrealness of these completely disparate things. Really? You're gonna tell me that people sweep in the city? In the rain, no less. That madman, that maverick, that lunatic. Can I talk to you?
Damn newcomers.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm gonna... Oh, he dropped his book. He's just gonna leave his book.
Don't do that.
Dude, your book. You should go get your book. Why don't you get your book?
Don't do that again.
Don't do that. Don't do it again. That was an accident, but it was funny. I'm guessing these cars don't get a lot of work around here, considering you can't go more than like a couple blocks in any direction without needing a boat anyway. Now he's walking with a sense of purpose.
Hello, officer.
Well, look who finally decided to show up. If it ain't Charles Reed, the genius that cracked the case of Albert Throgmorton. Captain Caleb Lyons at your service. What can we simpletons do to assist you, Mr. Holmes?
You and I have a problem, officer.
No. Aside from making everyone in the Oakmont Police Department look like idiots, let me be frank, newcomer. You ain't welcome. You slip up, don't cross a T or dot an I, and I'll treat you like every other criminal here.
Okay. Well, can I use the police archive in the meantime?
You can, but only because of Mr. Throgmorton's patronage. And heed me well, you're on mighty thin ice, and I'll be under it when it breaks.
Alright, he's aggressively not psyched about us. Not a big surprise. I mean, frankly, nobody's really happy to see us around here. But he's, being especially a dick about it. How dare you make us all look like idiots by solving a problem? Nothing says I've lost sight of the entire purpose of being a police officer, like being mad that somebody else figured something out. And, you know, helped people, and so on. Who's this asshole over here? Solving problems. We're only supposed to solve problems. You're making us look bad. Get out of here. I say, therefore, creating new problems and worsening the problems by not having them be solved by a person who solves problems. Here we go. Crimes! Oh, there is a lot in here. Okay. There is no shortage of material to work with. Violent crimes. Suspects. Oh. That's how this works. Okay, so you pick 3 things and then you search. Yeah, and then it tells you whether or not that stuff's related to the selected evidence. Okay. That's the system here. So there could be any number of things in here, but you have to really know what you're looking for. There's burned newspapers. Let's see. So we're in cover side. Let's say misdemeanors. Oh, property crimes probably. Instruments of crime. Witnesses. Suspects. Victims. No. This is not the Chronicle, so I don't necessarily expect to find more here, but I was just curious if I could do anything here. The pillaged headquarters. Still goes under property crimes, right? There seems to be nothing about the property crime we witnessed here, where somebody went after that location. Alright. Yeah. And that seems to be about all that we have here, so I guess I'll move on until I specifically need that archive. But yeah, that's how that works. We have a database, but I need the right evidence, and I need a particular goal, more or less. Until then, let's see if we can visit the archives. There's the nightmare armadillo creature. You're horrible, die. Oh, I hit it. It worked. You're welcome, city. I did it. I got him. It's one of these guys again. Hold space to fast travel. There we go. There is a fast travel system in this game. That'll come in handy, because if I was in Reed Heights and I had to go to Coverside, like, you can talk about immersion and atmosphere all you want, but that's just like a half an hour of slowly guiding a boat through all these streets. That'd be kind of brutal. So for a place of this scale, it's good to have some fast travel available once I've explored the place already. Come and take it from my cold, dead hands. That poster is held up pretty well, considering the world it's in. Should be right around on this street. Iridian Ale. Keep yourself afloat. Maybe don't drink the glowing beer. Just gonna go on a limb here and say maybe not a best plan. No literacy allowed. Just call me Mr. Book Bullier. That's right. People aren't allowed to read in this city. I just love that they drop the book immediately and then they never come back for it. Can I get you to drop your newspaper? No? I was very curious. That looks like it's the Chronicle, judging by the massive stacks of newspapers just left out in the water. Does anybody run this thing anymore? Do you drop your stick? You do drop your stick. Come on, get your stick back. No, it disappeared. Wow, you just missed a miracle. Your stick disappeared right behind you. And you're the one that's in a cult. I'm the one witnessing crazy shit here.
The old papers are by the door. Take them and stop bothering me already.
I think you've got me confused with someone else.
Aren't you a newcomer?
Yeah, I guess I am a newcomer. Charles Reed, private investigator. And I also need your old newspapers, the archive, to be exact.
Ah, so you're the one who cracked the Albert Throgmorton murder case. Nice work. I'm Helen Bland. Say, can you do me a favor? Give me an exclusive interview. You won't regret it. The Oakmont Chronicle is the best newspaper for miles around.
All right, I'll be sure to make some time for you, Miss Bland. Do you still want that interview? I got some time now, if you're ready.
Oh, absolutely. We know that you're the private eye who solved the case, but tell our reader something more about yourself.
I'm a private eye in Boston. The situation in the port was a good use of my skills.
Well, Detective Reed, I think you'll find our city has a lot of secrets, but people may not like you poking your nose in. Maybe we'll have the chance to work together later. Who knows? And now the big question. Why are you here? What brought you to Oakmont?
I've been investigating disappearances all around Massachusetts. The missing people all seem to have ended up here for some reason.
The mystery of the newcomers. And you want to know why they're here? Well, they aren't very forthcoming about it. And it doesn't help that most of them aren't thinking straight, to put it mildly. I think that's enough for now. I can't give the readers too much all at once. Thank you for your interview, Mr. Reed.
My pleasure. Maybe I'll do something interesting enough to make the papers again. You never know. See you later.
I always find reporters kind of funny in video games because they always ask you like 2 or 3 questions total, and they're like, hang on, maybe we'll continue this later. We don't want to give our readers too much. It's like, really? When's the last time you read an article that had like 2 questions in it total in a interview article? Like, that's exceptionally strange. It's more that they're afraid they're going to bore the audience by having them talk too much. But if the conversation's interesting enough, you can totally have it go for more than 6 lines of dialogue. I went with the idea that I'm looking for missing people because the idea that I'm already compromised with the visions, even though I have already told Throgmorton that, maybe isn't something I want to have publicly posted in an article. That's like being forthcoming about information about me that might be able to get used against me. Yes, sir, I can tell that you're looking over the book at me, over the newspaper at me instead of reading it. It's very obvious. Ah, the archive. So instead of giving me a massive stockpile of resources to go scavenging and poking through, what they do instead is they give me a mini game system that helps me. That's essentially an extension of the deductive reasoning that already exists in the game. That's bound to be interesting and maybe a little frustrating. We'll see how it's implemented. Anyway, I'm gonna just go upstairs and steal from you guys now. I hope you don't mind. I just like to steal things with my protagonist powers. Oh, the editor's office. There's probably a lot of stuff to steal in here. Who's gay? Is that the dad or the son? And that's just a picture of a gorilla. Alright. Some natives from somewhere? Some loser with a skull that makes him think that it looks cool. Family. Oh, that's just the KKK. Hanging out. A little concerned how you're on the same map with that guy. That's, I seem to have chosen poorly. We'll see how that shows up, I suppose. They've got their awards posted proudly. Wow, we can actually keep going up. Okay. I'll take a look around. Because that stuff gives me context. Oh, wow, it looks horrible up here. Wait, how? How does this debris make any sense? Why would there be plant matter from, like, kelp and stuff like that on the 3rd floor? Does a wave come by sometimes and wash all that stuff up to the roof? This is apparently like an actively used printing press that they make all their newspapers in. Why is it so decrepit and unkempt? It's one thing to have atmosphere, but the atmosphere's got to make some sense, right? Maybe a wave just came through and put this everywhere. This is just bricks though on an exposed roof. Whoa. What the fuck? What is happening up here? Can I climb up? Get back up there. Guys? What the fuck? What is up with your printing press? It's a perfectly rectangular room where every surface is full of creepy plant matter. There also appear to be rocks on the roof. Like rocks and shells are on the roof. Those are the rocks that we've seen all mucky looking that are on the floor normally. They're somehow suctioned to the roof and not falling down. Okay. Well, if you have a weird Lovecraftian nightmare room upstairs, then maybe that's why there's shit down here. Still strange. Hi, don't mind me. I just like to go jumping off of things. It's exciting to me, exhilarating, it's fun. You don't know me. I know me. Alright, we've tried the other archives, let's try this one. Alright, burned newspapers. The archive's lost, but I still have clues to follow up on. They left the city on a freighter from Grimhaven Bay. There may have been recent postings or ads about the freighter in the Oakmont Chronicle. So we got Grimhaven Bay. Current events. Commoners? No. After the flood. Oh, advertisements. There we go. Ship freight advertisement. The 30-ton ship Titania is currently available for hire. You will find it fully equipped for transport as well as the aiding of underwater ventures and exploration. For the price of 70 rifle bullets or the equivalent thereof per week. Those interested are urged to contact Captain Jeremiah Sanders for contracting details. He has been found at Pier 3, Oakmont. He can be found at Pier 3, Oakmont Port, Grimhaven Bay. There we go. Now we have somewhere to work with. Yep. Pier 3 in Oakmont Port. That's what that is, right? Yep. So it's time to head right back, apparently. Not a lot of reason to go back to the waypoint, so I think I need to just hop on a boat. Alright, well that was something to work with, I suppose.
Stay safe.
We'll see what comes of that. Oh, he's ready. He's ready to fuck that octopus. That octopus is gonna have the best day of its life. We've seen the other murals. It's probably the same guy. Whoa. Very big, very dead sea life. Wait, where am I going? Oh. I thought I was going in a straight line, but then my boat, apparently, my arrow on the map turned. Maybe it's based on, could be based on the direction my mouse is facing as opposed to the boat. Almost crashed. Maybe stuff does come washing all the time. There's massive corpses everywhere. Like, the whales didn't die here, presumably, but they're somehow here in the middle of town regardless. That raises some questions about what's happening to their bodies. Alright, so the hope is that now that I'm coming back to the port, I can find a waypoint to establish faster travel. Yeah, because I've already come here once for the previous occurrence. So now I know those phone booths are that. So keep an eye out for that. Try to use one if I find it. Believe, yeah, right there is where the monsters were. Not interested in taking down the big guy. Seems like a really bad idea. And now that I've confirmed how the quests work, it does appear that I did in fact beat the quest. So I don't need to. Come on, game, it has to die. We both know it to be so. Aw. I'm not gonna waste a bullet on one of them. But it's tempting. 'Cause they're horrible. Oh, that's the end of the line. And we can't go in there. It's going and getting dark again. Less so here. We seem to have some strong moonlight or something. I can see a whole lot better around here. So the map wasn't giving me a ton to work with, but I do need to find Pier 3. There's probably labels on them in person. This is the block we haven't been in yet. I walked over here basically and then passed out. This is part of the unknown area. This block that has something going on. It might be a warehouse. There's tracks coming into it on the map. Australia. Yeah, just a big ol' X in the middle of Australia. I'm sure you'll find it. That's not vague directions at all. Definitely not gonna die horribly looking for it.
You're the man who handled the problems in the port. Seemed like a sharp sleuth. Want to make something on the side?
You pay, I work. What's the job?
Ah, a fellow businessman. I'm Vincent, but you can call me Vince. First task is to find the ship's log for the Pride.
Charles Reed. A few questions, if I may.
Sure.
What can you tell me about the Pride? I'm gonna need somewhere to start.
Mostly rumors. The captain was an exemplary patriot. Always had a flag with him. His last shipment may have been chemicals in metal barrels.
It could be resting on the seabed 1,000 miles away. What makes you think it can be found?
I wouldn't waste my money on you unless I had hope. Local drunkards say they saw the barge on the sunken road near the fish market.
Good. I'll check the place and bring you the Pride's ship log if it's still there. Why are you looking for a ship log?
Maybe I'll tell you when the job is done. Right now, you don't need to know.
In my line of work, You don't get far without appreciating the need for privacy. I understand. See you later.
Isn't a PI very often specifically violating privacy? I feel like that's the case. He said that it's seen on southern shells in Moreland Road near the intersection of Old Colony Street. This is the shells. Southern shells isn't super narrowing it down. Moreland and Old Colony. Moreland. And Old Colony. Okay. Okay, it turns into Old Church over there, so that's not Moreland anymore, so it is right here. Find the Pride. Yeah. Sounds like an on the way out kind of objective, because that's roughly where I was a moment ago. Gotcha.
The sea returned many ships. Someone has to take this gift.
Okay. I figured the landmark would at least have an interactive character, and I was right. And this is a train track area. Oh, blocked off though. Wow, it's spooky. Do it again. Like, do it again, do it again. Everyone's got the syndrome of like Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. Like they're teleporting constantly and phasing in and out of existence, but they'll only appear when you're not looking at them. That was why Elizabeth seemed to be everywhere and seemed so sleek and interactive and quick on the uptake and everything, is that she would straight up cheat. Oh, there's the fast travel point. Elizabeth would just straight up phase in and out of existence and be where she needed to be for those moments where she like spontaneously like she always magically throws ammo at you from behind. She's never like, you're never looking at her and she's like, wow, ammo, look at my ammo. It's always like she's behind you when you turn around and catch ammo because she actually just teleported behind you. Because she's a cheater. But it's always when you're not looking in the direction, as all of her teleporting and phasing around and everything. So over here's Pier 3. Gotcha. Wrong quest. Something to work with. Yeah, for some people that kind of illusion works pretty well. I was super aware of it the entire time when I was playing BioShock Infinite. Like, oh, I see what she's doing. But in this game, it's not as good. So they're teleporting in when they think they're out of my line of sight, but usually like their feet are showing or something.
Thank Kay. At last. Hey, help. Help.
What's going on?
Sea creatures. Swarmed over the piers. I hid here, but these walls won't stand up to them. Please help me.
What creatures? What are you talking about?
Wild beasts. They came to feast on the blood. They're eating the dead.
I'm looking for Captain Sanders. Is he here in the port? Did the creatures get him?
I saw Sanders. Help me. I'll tell you what I know.
You son of a bitch. Alright. I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing here, and I'm gonna get myself killed, aren't I? Oh god. Yep, this is what I was talking about before. One down. Are they all that weak? I hope so. Alright. Can't rely on that kind of range, apparently. The harbor has been cleared. That wasn't so bad. Who is a horrible monster, and who is a net that always looks like a monster to me, but is actually just a net?
Gotta be out of your head to do this to a man.
There are 2 axes in that guy.
Gotta be out of your head to do this to a man.
Game's always taunting me with sanity effects coming at me. Whoa, creepy. There we go. Well, I think y'all were up to no good.